Yes, no, no, that,
No.
done that. So yeah, he used to toughen us, I guess.
One of the well, first of all, in fact, let me give you your present. Now I must warn you, I bring a present to every at home.
Oh.
Yours is bad, right?
What?
So
Why?
Don't do this thing where you have to pretend it's good. It's not. It's just a good aid for us when we're talking geographically, because mine's not that good. But also know you like to travel,
Yeah.
so you can always use it to mark off where you want to go next, right? Because you love to travel, you love the sun. But it is terrible. I'm not even going to let you unwrap it. I'll just take it out. Here we go. Right, it's one of these. Honestly, please don't. Right.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those maps.
I just.
Scratch off.
No, stop. I love that.
No, you don't.
No, I swear
Don't-
by God, no.
Don't patronize me.
No, stop. Seriously. To be honest, I actually want to have one of those where you put like a little marker all the places you've been, so I could see where all the
No,
countries
you
I've been.
scratch off where you've
This is
been.
better. I love it. That's actually one of the better gifts I've had. I was expecting something different.
I am a thinker, you know.
Hold on.
Right,
Hold
so
on.
take me to 1988. Where are we? Where's Afghanistan? It's over here. There's Iran. There's
China.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Right there. So thereabouts. And whereabouts is Herat? Do you know?
Iraq is closer to Iran.
South. Oh, right on the Romanian border. All right. So I do some work in. We can put that down a little bit because it'd be awkward now. We have a table.
I know. Finally.
So I do some work at a school in Kenya, right, which is in the Maasai area. And one of the things I learned when I went in there was the culture is what it is. It doesn't need someone like me coming in and saying, this is wrong, this is wrong. But what really hit home was in a culture where the men are absolute kings and the women are below, and although that's changing, what really struck me was how it was accepted because it was the norm. Like, we think that the young girls being born there are thinking, this isn't right, I should, but they're not, because it's indoctrinated from the start. So even before the Taliban incursion, if you like, in I think 95, it was still that culture. You wouldn't have thought it was anything unusual for where the woman's place was, because that's what you were taught from the minute you could talk, right?
Yes, I know. I think that's a huge problem. I think, when now I look back to it, it's crazy to think about. But I think at the moment, before the Taliban, things were kind of normal for me because I've never seen anything different than that. My mom used to go to school. She could wear whatever she wanted to wear. And I, as a kid, were allowed to go to school. I could have like a life. I could wear what I want to wear. But at that point, I've never really considered that there's other options for girls. I've never seen any girl do sports. Then, I don't know, the stuff that my mom said she used to play basketball in school beside that. But again, to me, that was the normal. But after, when the Taliban gained power and I saw that they kind of removed every rights a human being could have or a woman could have, like even the ones that we had that I thought was like, oh, so many, when that disappeared, that's where I was like, this is impossible to live in this place. That's where my mom thought, at least.
And when things change, and they change like that, you were too young, I would imagine, to articulate what you're articulating to me now. That's hindsight. Whereas if I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and I was told I couldn't do something, I was just angry. It must have been really hard, first of all, for both your parents, and then your mother on her own.
Yeah.
How do you get kids to accept that everything's being turned around?
I don't know, the anger part, I think in that situation, no matter who you are and what kind of personality you have, I think you accept because this is bigger than you, or how you feel, or
Even
it's
at
about
that age?
Yes, it's about it's about
Right. So it's
life.
fear more than anger,
it's
right?
about life and death.
I can't imagine that easy.
Yes, because in that situation, if you want to survive, you're gonna listen to your mom, and if she says you're gonna don't talk for a week, you're not gonna talk because it's serious.
So is that how it had to be said? Like, you cannot go there anymore. You cannot do that in public because you'll be gone.
Basically,
How
and
do you get your head around that when you're a kid? That's mental.
because you know how serious the situation is. You hear the voices outside. When you drive past area, you see the blood on the streets. And even though they don't try to tell you like what's going on, as you're not stupid. Like, I wasn't stupid. I was like at 7, 8 years old. I know everything what's going on. And when you see the way the adults are reacting, how your parents react, how your aunts are reacting around you, this is real.
When you have any situation like Afghanistan, like Northern Ireland, and we go on and we go on and we go on, unfortunately, the death toll is one thing. But the thing that I get very angry about is I see thousands and tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of children who are having their childhood taken away from them.
Yeah.
And that is so tragic. I got a bit of a childhood, alright. I got at least like into my early teens, you know.
Yeah.
But like you didn't, you know, like the things you had to face at 7 and 8, you weren't at 12 being able to do what I think every kid should be able to do. You should just play and learn and not have all of that. And every situation, whether it's what happened with you, what happened in all these places, it's just robbing children of growing up at the right pace, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely right. I think it's sad, and also nowadays I think that's one of the reasons I'm so involved when it comes to volunteer work and when it comes to children. Is like one of the things that hurts me the most, because I don't think they have a choice. You know, no child would ever choose that path, and I want to like help them. That's the reason I do. Like, you know, I was in Kenya trying to be a refugee camp with kids.
Whereabouts in Kenya?
Kakuma. Yeah, I was there last year.
It's an amazing country.
Yeah, I was like in shock. I didn't thought that's gonna be that way, you know. I don't know, imagine it differently.
Yeah.
But when I was there, it was amazing to be there. But again, when it comes to children, war, or I feel like
The same programme on Thursday morning. We sang our hearts out to your song requests, including Neil Diamond, Prince, and Florence and the Machine. The BBC at its best.
Samen in een wereld alleen met jou. In moeilijke tijden.
Die problemen optreden. Een fabriek wordt stilgelegd. Nou ja, en dan krijg je dus dat een geneesmiddel een tijd lang niet leverbaar is.
Nee, en om dan een voorraad aan te leggen, dan vraag je dus iets van met name de groothandel. En die wil daar wel gewoon iets voor terugzien. Nou, gaan we even kijken, ook weer met de mensen die we net hoorden, wat die voorraden hadden kunnen betekenen nu we een crisis hebben. We gaan naar Ludwig Kasteleins van de farmaceutische groothandels.
Als we tijdig waren begonnen met extra voorraden aan te leggen, dan hadden we van die voorraden nu gebruik kunnen maken. Want die voorraden waren bedoeld als een buffer om bij calamiteiten of bij tijdelijke verstoringen deze voorraden aan te wenden. Nou, het coronavirus is een oorzaak van zo'n verstoring. Dus hadden wij op heel veel geneesmiddelen gewoon uit onze buffer kunnen putten. Bij enkele producten waar een enorme hoge vraag is ontstaan, zou ook die buffervoorraad natuurlijk niet voor een jaar lang voldoende zijn geweest. Maar had die wel, zeker voor 1 of 2 maanden extra, soelaas kunnen bieden.
Aris Prins, voorzitter van de KNNP, de apothekersorganisatie. Als we 5 maanden voorraad hadden gehad, dan hadden we in ieder geval een buffer gehad met wat lucht, dat als er een tekort zou komen, we weten nu dat India